Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, and this show is part of the larger Capitalize Your Best podcast network of shows. On Mondays, we have This Is Gonna Hurt, which is about making a better you. It's a personal growth podcast. On Tuesday, we have Coach Training Partners, which is about helping coaches create programs and increase their revenue. On Wednesdays, we have Capitalize Your Best, which is about business and marketing growth. On Thursday, we don't have a traditional podcast, but we do have an 11 a.m. Eastern live coaching call that is for everybody who's part of the Capitalize Your Best online community. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then on Fridays, we have a podcast called You're Entitled to Your Opinion, which is a fun review pop culture podcast, just to kind of get those things out of my system. But today, I want to talk about something very important to me. Something that I think is we shy away from it, something we're a bit scared of, but when we actually lean into it, it transforms our life. Today, I want to talk about running toward the hard things. Running toward the hard things. We are immensely tempted to run away from anything that's hard. It's our survival instinct, right? Like that's going to be pain. That's going to be cold. It's going to be too hot. That's going to be difficult. That's going to embarrass me. And the body and the mind are tempted to just move away from it. However, I want to talk about the power of running toward the hard thing. I mean, think about it. Maybe you want to get into better shape, or you'd like to lose weight, or you'd like to start a business, or you would like to grow your business, or maybe you want to downsize, or whatever the case may be. We have these things we want to do, and the brain immediately calculates the danger and calculates the risk, and we're tempted to just not do it or to try, face adversity, and stop. But I'm telling you, when we run toward the hard thing, we are transformed. I'm facing a hard thing right now. If you're listening to this at the beginning of the week, on Saturday, March 7th and 8th, I'm running a 24-hour ultra. It runs as many miles as you can in 24 hours. I'll tell you about that later, but it's tempting to go, it's going to rain that day. It's going to be cold that day, but I'm running toward the hard thing. I'm learning a lot in the process. I'll tell you about that in a little bit, but right now, let's hop into it. I have three things, three values, three benefits that happen when we run towards the hard thing. The first benefit of running toward the hard thing is this: hard things clarify who you are. Hard things clarify who you are. When you choose, I'm going to do this difficult thing, that clarifies who you are. If you overcome a difficult physical condition and you come back stronger than ever, people are like, that's amazing. You look how strong you are. If you quit one job and start a brand new career, people go, how brave you are. The strength, bravery, the fortitude of character. You find out who you are when you do the hard thing. The opposite is true as well. If you run away from hard things, you learn who you are as well. At its best, it's protection. At its worst, it's being a coward. But when you run toward the hard thing, you clarify who you are. You know who you are. The world knows who you are. I remember when I put my brain back together after epilepsy, the worst of the epilepsy, and I had new meds and I was beginning to think clearly and I was out of shape and I couldn't run and I had lost so much in the last 2 years. I told my doctor, I want to get back. In fact, I want to be better than what I was. And he sat down and he talked to me about nutrition. And then all of a sudden I had to change the way I ate and the way I drank and the way I exercised and the way I went to sleep. And all those hard things clarified who I was. I could have stayed where I was. I would have gotten worse and worse. The epilepsy would have won. I would have had to go on disability. I might have lost so many things. But instead, I knew at that moment, I knew who I wanted to be. It clarified. It helped define who I was. It has not been easy, but it's been my journey. When people tell me, you're bragging, I'm like, I'm not. I'm just telling you my journey. I didn't want to stay down. I didn't want to stay down. I wanted to get back and I wanted to be better than I was. So doing the hard thing clarified who I was. And when you choose to do the hard thing, gain a new job, take a new job, learn a new skill, lose weight, whatever the case may be, you will clarify to a greater extent who you are. And that clarity is peace. Something else that happens when you run toward the hard thing, those goals of the hard thing, they grow when they serve someone else. When you run toward the hard things and you establish some really difficult goals, those goals get bigger and bigger when they benefit someone else. For example, again, in my epilepsy journey, I had to serve my family. I had to make money. I couldn't be the dad who just did nothing. I couldn't be the dad who didn't have a brain. That would have been terrible. It got bigger and bigger when I wanted to serve someone else. And you're going to do it for yourself first. The hard thing has to be personal first for it to last. But at some point in time, when it begins to serve others, you take on bigger and bigger goals. People are like, I'll give you an example. When I ran the 50-mile ultra, all of a sudden we were raising money to serve assist disability services. Well, I wanted to run that 50th mile. And I didn't even prepare for that marathon. I had that ultra. I had 120 under my belt, but I remember going, I've got to hit 50 miles. I did it with less than 15 minutes left to go because it grew like I had to do it when I knew it served someone else. Start with yourself first. Do the hard thing for yourself first. Clarify who you are. But those goals will get bigger and bigger when you know they're serving someone else. When they serve someone else, you have that extra motivation. Another thing that happens when you run toward the hard things is small things begin to create a bigger and bigger impact. When you run towards a hard thing, small things begin to create a bigger and bigger impact. Here's what I mean by that. As you begin to make progress in the new relationship, the new job, the new skill, the losing weight, getting your brain back, whatever the case may be, and you begin to make progress on that, what happens is each small little thing has a bigger impact on you and a bigger impact on others. This weekend, I'm running a 24-hour ultra, and it is run as many miles as you can. And I decided to wrap all these three things into that. One, running a 24-hour race was going to define a lot of who I was. The 12-hour race definitely did. But when I did, I know, like in the preparation for it, it's changed me. It's taught me. The race itself is going to teach me so much. Then the goal got bigger because I wanted to impact others. I'm right now asking people to buy copies of the Capitalize Your Best Daily Reader because I want to give those copies to alternative school students. My goal now is to run 80 miles in 24 hours, and I want to donate 80 books for those 80 miles. So I'm asking people, I'm asking you, the books are $20 a piece. Reach out to me, just Venmo me the money, PayPal, Cash App, whatever. And I want to buy the books and donate them because my goal is to get 80 books into the hands of alternative school students. And then the small actions are grow in the impact because now I know that every single mile is going to make a difference. And you can buy one book and know it's going to, you can spend $20 and you can have an impact. And what happened here is this went from me wanting to put my brain back together to then being able to run again, to then run marathons, to then run ultra marathons, to then run a 12-hour, then run 24-hour, then write a book. And then I want to give the book to students, and then I want to bring people into it. And the greater the hard thing grows, the more impact it makes on me and the more impact it makes on others. Guys, thank you so much for listening. But I want you to think about this. When you run to the hard thing, when you run toward the hard thing, not away from it, what's going to happen? Are those hard things that are going to define you and clarify who you are. You're going to know who you are. You're going to become who you want to be. And when you do that, your goals are going to grow because all of a sudden you're going to want to start impacting others by your change and your clarity. And then when that happens, even the smallest thing that you do is going to increase the impact, and you're going to have other people who want to participate with you. Guys, I don't want you to run away from what's hard. I want you to move towards it. I want it to transform you. I want you to find who you are and then serve others. And when you do that, you're going to be able to bring other people in. I would love for you to come in with me on this effort to put books into the hands of alternative school students. I want to buy these Capitalize Your Best readers, give them to them, transform those students while they're most impressionable. You can do that by buying $20 copies of the book. Just reach out to me. I'll make sure it makes it happen. I'll let you know when the books come in and when they're delivered. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, on Tuesday, with the Coach Training Partners podcast, I got a brand new episode for you on that. That's coming up tomorrow. And I'm sure on Monday of next week, I'm going to tell you all about this ultra. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.